So I'm back here in Grayback Gulch near Idaho City, and this time I think I brought in my saw, and so I think I'm going to clean up, like on this tree here, a lot of these low branches. So I brought my tent poles this time, but they were to another tent, so I ended up doing the ridgeline trick again, which is fine, and cleaned up this tree and the other tree I tied off on, because this time I brought my pocket boy saw from Silky, and it's perfect for this. You know, it's the smallest one they make, so I think this tree here, I'm going to take all those lower branches off. This is a live tree, barely clinging to life, but so it's about 7:30, not quite 7:30 yet. I've had breakfast, had some coffee. I'm going to take off on a walk up the hill, but it's nice really just to have it to take off those low-hanging branches around your campsite so you don't poke yourself in the eye. Not getting injured is priority one. And priority one of not getting injured is having enough water. So have water treatment capability is key. My advice is always to bring pills and a filter of some kind. I like to bring a filter that I can fill up bottles with versus just drink from a stream, like a live straw situation. There's a campground up here for RVs and stuff. Here's a fee schedule. I forget what it is. $15 a day, maybe. They provide you envelopes, and it's got the restrooms, so it's nice. It's got, I think, 6 of them. There's 2 of them. Yeah, so here's the fee schedule. $15 single site, double site, $30. You get a fee envelope out of that little box. Put your money in the envelope and then put it in this little thing, and the Forest Service comes and picks those up once a day or so. What I like about camping near this spot, it's got access to this trash receptacle and the restrooms. But really the trash receptacle's nice. When you're bike camping, it's hard to pack out trash, harder. And it marks the trailhead, so that makes it easy to find. I found a smartwatch up here, right about in here. On the last trip. So the last trip I came up here Memorial Day, and it's now the Juneteenth holiday. The next time might be up here again. It's 4th of July. You know, it's about 35 miles with a extreme over 2,000 foot vertical, which is, it's a lot in a day. Distance 35 isn't, 40 miles isn't crazy, but man, 2,000 feet elevation gain. Pushing a bike with 60 pounds or more of gear. The bike itself weighs 30 pounds without the bags in the rack, however much that weighs, plus all the gear. So who knows what it's a lot. So it's now 7:47 in the morning. Sun's coming up right there. So we know east. And we're headed almost directly south based off of that information. Our back is north. We come to a split in the road. We'll go this way. Heading west. Heading southwest, mostly west. Now mostly south. So up above us, this spur this trail is on is a logging road. Not a logging road, it's a service road now for it. It's more of an ATV road, I would say. Haven't heard a single ATV on it any of the times I've been in here. If we continue west, we can hike to the ridge along just above the system of trails just above Idaho City, which is about 2 miles away. Yeah, my legs feel pretty good. A lot of intense and hot biking yesterday. So I want to make sure my muscles don't think they get the day off completely. It's a light day. I'm pushing all that heavy gear. Doesn't look like anyone's been up here in a while. Some new fresh tracks. So, when I was talking earlier about finding water sources, here's a typical spring, and this is a good one. You could actually submerge something into this, but look at that. There's another one here that did a video last time. You know, it's interesting, because I've hiked not only through the trails, but just kind of through the canopy. I've never once seen a grouse in here. Now, in areas near here, I've seen spruce, a lot of spruce grouse and ruffed grouse and blue grouse, but mostly spruce grouse. Clear from the mountains near Boise all the way north to Warm Lake, just tons of grouse. Chipmunk there. Yeah, you get up away from the campgrounds and explore out on your own. Just some beautiful country. Most of the people come up here don't leave their campground. Those that do leave their campground don't hardly ever hike. They'll get on a side-by-side or a razor, and mainly not even get up on these roads. They'll just stay down on the paved highway below, which is down in the valley. But south of here, we are north of the North Fork of the Boise River. If you go south of the South Fork and maybe along the Middle Fork, you will see lots of moose. We're just walking below. Yeah, I could bring the bike up here and do a little exploration on the bike. Nice wildflowers. gonna go use my filter to fill this guy up. Stick this in my little weir at the creek. Keep it cool, my refrigeration system. So that's job 1. Job 2, we'll probably start working on trimming out a lot of these small dead trees and dead branches at the bottoms of the others. Make this a lot nicer to move around in. Came back from the hike and heated up my coffee. This thermal conduction system really works well for keeping stuff warm. I didn't cover this, but I probably should have, but I only had to throw it on a few seconds. But this really saves you from needing to burn through fuel, you know, like the Knorr noodles that you're supposed to cook for 7 minutes, I think. You just heat up the water, pour them in, cover with this, your pans, and it will continue to cook. So save on a lot of fuel. It's a good system. And if you try to keep the burner going on those noodles, man, they stick to your pan. It's a devil to get the pan cleaned after that. So it's kind of a big reason so I could use those. I didn't bring any with me. Curiously, on this trip, I just brought potatoes. In fact, I had Idaho and potatoes, freeze-dried potatoes for breakfast, a fourth of the package, which was fine. A full package I couldn't eat. I couldn't eat a half package either. I mean, I could if I was hungry, but. So anyway, what I did is I dumped the freeze-dried potatoes for 3 packages, I think, and just dumped them in a Ziploc bag, and I pour out what I want. And a full bag takes 2 cups, so if you use a quarter, that's, you know, a half cup. So just guesstimate it, and it'll be just fine, good enough, close enough. You won't notice. No need to measure everything. And of course, you could, if you cared, you could heat up the right amount of water in your cup. They do have measuring lines, but I don't bother. So yeah, first thing, I'm gonna go take care of getting water. All right, so I'm letting gravity take care of that. We're gonna go put our water in the refrigerator, also known as Moore's Creek. This little trail here is made by beavers. So that's the advantage of finding those. So even if you find a water bottle on a beach, you're safe to drink that water, even if it's half drank, you know, as long as the water doesn't taste brackish or weird. It's probably just the same clean water, just with all the bacteria, or somebody else drank from it. You don't have to worry about that. All right, cleaned up the debris around the tent site. Still got to take these low-hanging branches off that tree, and probably that tree there. So got a lot done. It's a lot cleaner now, easier to move around. I'm gonna have one of these for lunch. See how it is. Never had one before. Yeah, this is so good. All right, gonna watch my spork. The only utensil I have. Lunch I had That chicken of the sea tuna pouch, 70 calories. And then I had a cheese stick. It was 80 calories, and I feel good. Had some water. So the orange is the iron minerals coming out of the soil, and it's a bacteria. And if you gather this and collect it and dry it, and over time you can actually forge a metal weapon or tool with the iron from this bacteria collector. A parent has brought their child down to the river, and this is a sack filled with toys for the children, and they left the sack behind. Find stuff like this and you want to create a fish net, this is good material. If you just walk along a creek, you can find stuff like this that you can take advantage of if you ever need to catch fish in a survival situation. Last year I came through here, and I don't know if you can see the fence up along here, but in that little pen there was a hen turkey and her babies feeding in the early morning. We'll go ahead and pick this up and take it with us. We don't want to leave trash, especially plastics, in the river system. The ocean has enough plastics in it. We don't need to add to it. We'll take this little bit of cordage with us too. Don't want to leave that behind. Well, it's been raining for about an hour and a half. My rain fly isn't set up correctly because I didn't bring the tent poles, which it needs, so hopefully I'll survive that. But got a lot of work done today. Oh, this is good. So I took one of these cheese sticks and took about a third of it and stuck it into my mashed potatoes, and ooh, that's good. It's about 11:30 Saturday. Rained last night. You can see the dry spot where my tarp was. It's drying out over there in the sun. Didn't rain too hard, which is good because my rain fly is kind of a disaster without my tent poles. Got up and did a little more clearing. That battery died, so anyway, got this all cleared so it's easy to walk through here. So that's what we got. So we'll test it out on these branches here and hope for success. We'll see. Good. It works. All right, finished branching those 3 trees, and looks much better. All right, got it all undone. All right, so we got our pocket boy, silky pocket boy, all folded up. Got a paracord ready to go for next time. Got our staff over here leaning against this tree. So when we come up here next, we'll do some more work.